Hello, all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, brought to you on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watch a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling. Some may say I'm the ultimate noob. Others may say I'm the penultimate noob. That was horrible, but that's all I can
I
think of.
I was wondering what you were gonna do, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed in you.
You know, I'm saving the big guns for when we do the season finale. Okay, don't
That's
don't
fair.
be all not mad, just disappointed with me right now. If I bomb next time, that's fair. But like we're in the final death throes of the build up. So next time is when we're gonna bring out all the big guns. All right.
That's fair.
Mm.
Tonight we are recording on my end in a hotel room again. It has
Yep.
been quite a long time. Haven't missed that at all.
Oh yeah.
But tonight we will be watching season 1, episodes 37 and 38 of Lucha Underground. We have been with this show since episode 3 of this podcast 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we are finally here at the end of season 1. Well,
Almost.
but close. We are at tonight is episode again 37 is PenUltima Lucha, and 38 is Ultima Lucha Part 1. If you have not watched any of our prior episodes of Lucha Underground, well, the most recent one was episode 82, and we do them like every 5 episodes or so. So you can go ahead and backtrack on that and catch up to yourself. But if you haven't watched any of our Lucha Underground episodes before, and you've never even watched Lucha Underground, so you don't really know the format of the show, their season finale, Ultima Lucha, is always a two-part finale, 2-hour finale, but they would always have at least one episode before that, so that Ultima Lucha was a multi-week show.
Wait, so all of the season finales are called Ultima Lucha?
Yes.
That's awesome.
They're all Ultima Lucha. It is
It
is their branding for the season
they're
finale.
all Ultima Lucha. That's actually fucking great. Like, just have the same episode name 4 times in a row. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's the brand.
It's the
like,
brand. Do they
like
number them at all? Is it Ultima Lucha 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, then okay, that's actually just awesome then. Ultima Lucha 2. Yeah, okay. I like that. The sequel numbers. All right. I can get on board with that. That's fine.
Yeah. So, last time we were here, a lot of stuff got set up for Ultima Lucha. I'll go over the matches first, and then there's also mentioned the kind of out of the non-story, the non-match bits, which are honestly the more important ones this time around. Last time around, excuse me, is the Mac defeated Cage in a one-on-one match.
Yes.
Which was pretty surprising. You know, the Mac
I was so shocked.
The Mac hasn't exactly been, I mean, he's good, but he has not been portrayed as the
he's
level
not been put over
a Cage.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty shocking win, and Brian and the Cage, the man they call Cage, who is in fact a machine,
indeed,
is not happy about having lost to the Mac. So
real mad, big mad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, big boy rage is a problem in this society, and that man was suffering from it real bad.
Very true. Mil Muertes defeated Son of Havoc as part of as relates to Son of Havoc. This is part of the Disciples of Death are coming for the Team Fun and Dysfunctionals trios belts, and Son of Havoc is just the first victim of the darkness.
Dude, I have to say, very nice of Mil Muertes to get Son of Havoc all buttered up for his lackeys like that, because you know, Son of Havoc going in there with full power levels, those zombified electricity putties don't stand a goddamn chance. But you know, you weaken them up a little bit, and all of a sudden, it's a lot more doable. Really thoughtful Death Daddy there. You know, wholesome, non-toxic masculinity, folks.
Mil Muertes is a leader who wants his underlings to succeed.
He is a servant leader. He leads by example, and he leads with service to others. You could learn so much from that man, honestly.
Yep, he is truly a great person. Is
By
Mil
his
Muertes.
book, leading by example through the valley of death, in stores today.
Through the Valley of 1,000 Deaths.
Through the Valley of
Story
1,000
Mil
Deaths. Pardon me. Yes,
Muertes.
I don't want to get the title wrong. Yeah, in stores today. Very reasonable pricing. Everything.
Very,
It's
of
great.
course. And then we had an Atomicos match. Johnny Mundo, Hernandez, Superfly, and Jack Evans defeated Alberto El Patron, Drago, Sexy Star, and Aerostar. A lot
Yeah.
of just like, hey guys, they're going to fight in a couple weeks at Ultima Lucha. Check this out.
All the
It's a
interconnected plots.
preview.
All the yeah. Trope.
Johnny Mundo is facing Alberto El Patron. Drago will be facing Hernandez. And this is a good segue into the next bit, is that Superfly and Sexy Star have been fighting, and Jack Evans and Aerostar have 2 of the 7 Aztec medallions. I'll go ahead and say tonight, as a bit of a preview, is that we will, by the end of tonight, know all 7 Aztec medallion holders.
Ooh.
And what the medallions are for.
They're for a fucking curse. I'm putting my money so hard on that. They're cursed. Of course they're cursed. I'm insistent. If that's not what it turns out to be, then the TV show you're wrong. TV show actually. So I look forward to seeing how they are in fact exceedingly cursed. Also, this is slightly off topic, but something that I really came to, something that I very much appreciated. So last time we were here, you were telling me about Atomicos matches, and
Right.
in explaining Atomicos matches to me, especially after we watched it, you explained to me how traditional lucha libre rules for tag matches are that there does not need to be a visible tag in ring. There need only be a swap out of partners in ring.
Yes, if you go out of the ring, one of your partners can legally get into the ring and become the new legal participant.
Yes, this is greatly exciting to me, Austin, because as I've told you, and I cannot remember if I've told our distinguished audience, one of my roommates has come up with the greatest wrestling concept of all time.
Oh dear.
And that is 2 luchadors. In that he is a one-man tag team. In that he wears he goes into the ring, he's got the mask, and then he pulls it off, and there's a second mask underneath, and he's a different luchador. Now, this is a bit of a problem, because how do you enter that in a tag match without while still preserving the illusion, as it were? Well, am I glad to know that all he needs to do is get out of the ring, duck under it, pull off the mask, and pop back in the other mask, and that's a legal tag. And he's going with a luchador theme, so it like fits culturally. You delivered news unto me, Austin, that provided great relief, great excitement. So I just want to thank you for that on behalf of the almighty 2 luchadors. Thank you very much.
I am sad to know that I have validated one of David's roommates' dumb ideas.
Hey, Robbie is a visionary, okay? That man created something beautiful, immaculate, unheard of. And I, for one, think it's great.
Well, we can have 2 different opinions on that one.
You're no fun. Anyway,
the medallions. So the current medallion holders are Phoenix, allegedly. We have, after his death match with Mil Muertes that he lost, he has been completely off the show. And according to Matt Stryker, he is too injured to appear at Ultima Lucha. So, but he does technically have one of the medallions, and they haven't taken it away from him. So,
yeah, that's gonna be real interesting. Good old Phoenix is dead, and who knows how that's gonna affect the medallion ceremony. Guess we'll find out.
Right. And then Jack Evans and Aerostar, as I mentioned, have a medallion. And then we had several matches to get new medallions. Bengala, Tiger Boy, defeated
Yes,
Delavar Davari to
fucking
win a
good,
medallion.
fucking good.
King Cuerno defeated Killshot for a medallion.
Our first heel, to enter the
Jack
medallion.
Evans is a heel.
Oh, I forgot about Jack Evans. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
Fair
He's
enough.
definitely a heel.
But different kind of heel. Jack Evans is a heel because he's obnoxious and pretends that he invented Lucha Libre. Fucking,
True.
fucking King Cuerno is a psychopath.
King Cuerno would wear your skin. So
Yeah, he would Texas Chainsaw Massacre you if he had the chance.
Very true. And then Sexy Star squashed the ever-loving fuck out of Superfly to win a medallion. It was hilarious.
Oh my god. Yeah, still doesn't make any goddamn sense from like a power perspective. I kind of rationalized it with, okay, for the first one, Sexy Star was like holding back or not in her right mind because she's still confused about her friend betraying her, and then once she got that out of her head, she was able to murderize him. But either way,
She stared at his mask for inspiration before the match, and then it was
yeah.
all over.
Yeah, no. So rip in peace, fucking incel boy. Hope to never see you again.
Mm-hmm. And then and then Marty the Moth Martinez came out to challenge Sexy Star for her medallion because it was the medallion of the Moth tribe. And then he proceeded to also lose, though he put up more of a fight than
He did.
Superfly.
Which is, I think, I don't know if that reflects worse on Superfly or Marty, but either way, get wrecked, both of you nerds. Holy shit.
So Sexy Star is the sixth possessor of the medallion. We have a match tonight to determine the final holder of the medallion in a battle royal. I'll go ahead and read off the PenUltima Lucha the PenUltima Lucha episode description, since that wouldn't be spoilers, would it?
No, it would not.
Cuerto reveals the meaning of the medallions. Tejano versus Mundo. Cage versus Mac. The battle royal for the final medallion.
Oh shit! I thought we were gonna get the battle royal participants there in a second. I was very excited.
Oh no, I'm not telling y'all who. I'm not telling you who's.
Oh, okay. Hype card though. That's a fucking hype card. I look forward to. I mean, I really don't give a shit about Tejano. And I am still weirded out by the whole like Johnny Mundo seeming sympathetic backstage, but also probably not, because just Alberto El Patron can do no wrong thing. So that's gonna annoy me a little bit in context. But other than that, like, yeah, good shit.
Yeah. And then the two story matches, and then of course Ultima Lucha Part 1. We currently have 7 matches on Ultima Lucha. An 8th match will be made tonight, and 3 of those 8 matches we will be watching tonight. The last 5 are next time.
Damn. All right.
And then
we're hyping it the fuck up. Oh,
there
baby.
are. And let's keep that hype going a little bit longer, as there were 2 stories in last time that were really 3 stories, but I guess I don't want to talk about one very long. So let's get that one out of the way. Tejano and Blue Demon.
Whatever.
Tejano is like, I hate all of you, all the baby faces, but I love Mexico. So fuck you, Blue Demon. And Blue Demon is like, I am Mexico. Yada, rada, rada. Whatever.
Yep, that whole manufactured fucking conflict. Sure, whatever, why not? Just
whatever.
Sure.
Back to the good shit.
Yeah, I'm sure the match will be fine.
But Pentagon Jr. had a meeting with his master and was like, "What do I gotta do to get this man to fight this man?" And his master was like, "Attack the ego." And he's like, "Okay." So I set Vampiro on fire, or threatened to set him on fire.
Yeah, no, and waste a bunch of fucking gasoline doing it.
Yep. But then the next week, Vampiro is like, fine, I will fight you. You will not fight Ian Hodgkinson. You'll be fighting Vampiro.
You know, one thing I thought about, but I didn't really say last time, is we got the flashbacks last time of young Vampiro with like his long ass hair. I really hope we get like fucking Vampiro in a wig, Kane style,
That
for
would
this.
be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. They probably could not make it look good, but I think it would be funny.
Yep. And then Mil Muertes and Prince Puma as the looms as the main event of Ultima Lucha, but last week ended in tragedy as Mil Muertes and Prince Puma had a face-to-face at Dario Cueto's behest, and the Katrina and the Disciples of Death came to attack. Conan came to make the save, but in the end,
and Conan's dead.
Conan was placed in a coffin, which is as we always say in Lucha Underground, is symbolic of actual death and murder.
He's gone.
So Conan was murdered last week, while Prince Puma had to watch.
Yeah, just randomly threw that in there. You know, never mind the weird what felt like a build up to Conan like betraying Puma. We're just that's done, and now he's fucking dead. Yeah, da.
Yeah, we are left with questions of what could have been, but
I still want to know, like, if that was actually in the cards or we were just misinterpreting things. But like,
yeah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I wish I knew it.
Who's to say?
Maybe they were like, we can only get Conan for a season, so we can't.
Conan's. It's wild to only have Conan for a season, though. Like,
it's true. I mean, I don't think Conan's ever stopped being in AAA, doing AAA, and being the booker. So I don't know why he couldn't or didn't want to do any more seasons of the show.
I don't know.
And they had to kill him off.
And Conan is dead. He's just gone, perma-dead. Join the angelic ranks alongside. Fuck, which member of the crew was it? Bale.
Bale.
Yeah. Rip Conan, rip Bale, and I'm sure plenty more murderers.
Oh, we'll have plenty of dead people to talk about next time.
Oh,
but as we get to the end of season 1 and talk about who is never coming back to the show, but
both literal and figurative death. Nice.
Well, like I'm not going to spoil anything deeper about it.
Okay,
but I will say that there is canon X reasons to believe that anyone who did not re-sign with Lucha Underground and thus never appears on the show again after a particular season died in between the seasons.
No fucking way. That's great.
There is at least evidence to support that theory, and I will talk more about it next time. And probably the episode after that too, when we talked about the season 2 premiere, to be honest.
Damn, and you thought WWE was weird about people existing outside of their brand. Fucking Lucha Underground is just like, yeah, you don't want to be with us anymore? Fine, you're fucking dead.
We are writing your character off permanently.
You just don't exist anymore. Bye-bye. Jesus.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, shit is wild. But that is for at least a couple of episode or two out of here. So focus on tonight. We've got the card set up. We are going to be starting PenUltima. We're going to watch PenUltima Lucha and Ultima Lucha Part 1. If you would like to join along with us, well, unfortunately, due to Tubi TV losing the rights to Lucha Underground, there is no current streaming service that legally would allow you to watch Lucha Underground, unless you, I guess, consider just buying it on iTunes or Amazon Prime or something. Which
if you're that dedicated.
I don't. In terms of action, in terms of there, so we have been engaging in a little light piracy of our illegal underground fight club wrestling.
Like for me. Again, it's fitting.
So we'll be continuing with that tonight.
I'm providing you underscoring. Keep going.
Okay, I was waiting for you to be done, but never mind. All right. So the options are laid out there for you to watch with us tonight. We will be back in the back half to discuss Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 37, and Episode 38. And we are back. We have finished Lucha Underground Season 1, Episodes 37 and 38. PenUltima Lucha and Ultima Lucha Part 1.
God damn. Take me to a nice restaurant that serves high quality meat on top of a skyscraper, because the stakes, Austin, are higher than ever.
You are correct. The things, everything is finally coalescing into our finale.
Oh my god. Coalescing and then some. There's shit that's brand new that's still getting tossed up in there. We're just it's a pot of all this shit is being stirred up. The melting pot of wrestling. Oh yeah, shit's getting wild, son. What am I saying? Shit's getting crazy. All this to say.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I try to be clever.
I am going through a first-time run-through of Game of Thrones right now, and I can really appreciate a show that actually has satisfying conclusions to its many story arcs.
Whoops! Whoops-a-doodle!
All right.
Yeah, the giant budget, the giant budget prestige TV show is worse at concluding arcs than a fucking Robert Rodriguez bankrolled indie wrestling promotion.
Hey man, they do have more dragons though on HBO. I have to give them that. They got more dragons.
Yeah, I wonder if like Drago like watched that shit when it came out and was like I wonder if Drago auditioned, you know, and then got rejected and he's just sitting there like, fuck, that could have been me. I could have made kind of my goddamn star turn.
I think that we really need to have a conversation about hiring practices in Hollywood and refusing to hire dragons for dragon roles.
Oh yeah. You know, there's so much talk in this day and age about hiring diversity and equity into everything you do. And you know, there's a lot of good discourse to be had. Hiring more POC, hiring more queer people, hiring people of varied body types and ages and yada yada. You know what doesn't get nearly enough airtime, Austin? Why the fuck aren't they hiring more dragons?
That is a very good and real point. That
Drago out here having to be a fucking model minority on Lucha Underground just to get a spot. They think they're so progressive with their token dragon on the show, okay? I for one see through this fake progressive bullshit, and I demand more systemic change. I don't know why you're laughing, Austin. This is a very serious issue.
You're right. It's very offensive of me to laugh at the very real issues of dragons in 21st century media.
Yeah, yep. You know, on the topic of diverse hiring practices, disabilities, Big Rick.
Hey, and see, more proof. Dario's an insensitive fuck. We open this first episode 37, with Big Rick in Dario's office, and what's Dario doing the whole fucking time? Making eye jokes at Big Rick, who, may I remind you, has had an eye patch pretty much all season. Don't worry, we're not gonna have to worry about Big Rick's eye patch for very much longer.
Oh. That either means his eye's going to be healed, or he's not coming back for season 2, and I don't know which it is.
I mean, it could be either one.
It could be either one. I'm not entirely sure, or it could be both. It could be both. It could be like Rick like does the scramble match that we'll talk about later, and at the end, like has a moment where, like, I don't know, maybe he gets misted, but it, like, since he already has a fucked up eye, it has, like, the opposite effect, and he's able to tear the eye patch off. He's like, I'm free, I found peace, and he waltzes off into the sunset.
It's a double negative situation.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
if you injure an already blinded eye, it uninjures it.
Yeah. That's how the spray works. You know, it makes the eye the opposite of what it is. Obviously, that's just science.
You're right.
Thank you.
But
I know I am.
let's get on with what happened here. In Dario's office, he's talking to Rick, and he has said that he hasn't been seeing eye to eye with Big Rick very often these days, and how he had big plans for Rick, but Rick has lost focus and has been blinded by Davari's money. Dario Cueto is offensive to people with disabilities. Hashtag Dario is over party. Let's go.
Cancel. I need this man canceled yesterday.
Absolutely. But Dario decides he talks to Rick and he shows him the final medallion. And he asks Rick what he values most in this world, money or power. And Big Rick's response is, of course, porque no los dos.
True. Fucking true. I do notice that Dario fails to mention the part to Rick where he's like, yeah, I was originally going to offer this to, like, Penta, but he declined it. So you're just kind of my backup. You're my side bitch here, as it were.
Rick doesn't need to know that.
Rick, I feel like he wouldn't be, like, too terribly offended by it. He just kind of seems to just kind of roll with whatever the fuck he's given opportunity wise. But, like, you know, Dario's maybe learning a little bit about, you know, how to. Yeah, well, I guess he always knew. Dario loves to, like, schmooze. He sees himself as very much the star maker. So, like, he's gonna make you feel like, you know, you're the most important person in the room until it's, you know, inconvenient that he just, like, murder that guy.
He was
ignoring the fact that he already, like, basically sent people to be like, hey, murder that guy.
But Rick gets it. You know, it's all about the money, the dollar bill.
Dollar bill. He joins the prestigious ranks of greedy heels holding Dario up for cash.
Yeah, it's basically what happens, because he both takes the medallion and then he stands there and is like, come on. And then Dario pulls in the drawer and just pulls out more stacks of money from the drawer.
I feel like that's a really bad place to keep your money. Like, just in a drawer.
You mean in an unlocked drawer in an office that is right next to the ring and has seemingly no protections on it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Also, like, I want to know, like, if these meetings are happening in sequence with what's happening actually in the show. Because, like,
I believe we're supposed to think that these happen before the show.
Okay, because I always imagine, like, the wrestlers coming down a hallway to Dario's office. But then you look at how the thing is set up, how the arena is set up with Dario's office right there. They're just walking, like, from the ring area into Dario's, like, fucking makeshift ass office. So, like, if they're doing this mid-show, they just kind of, some of the big name wrestlers just kind of, like, waltzing in there, and people are just like, huh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think we are supposed to believe these happened before the show.
Okay.
And then after the show, as it, like, when she is, like, when like when sometimes we see Dario watching stuff in the ring. So those happen before or during the show. After the show, excuse me. But I think that, like, unless evidence is shown to the contrary, we are supposed to think these are pre-show meetings.
See, what I want to see is the scene where, like, a random fan waltzes into Dario's office mid-show. Is like, oh shit, I was looking for the bathroom. Sorry,
boy.
But yeah. So anyway, so Rick has the final medallion and also more money.
Yes, and he says at the end, I'm glad we're finally seeing
eye to eye. He's like, it's okay for me to make jokes about it.
I can make jokes about it.
I can say the I word. I guess the E word.
I didn't want to say that one, but all right.
That's what I'm here for. All right, a little bit less filter. Anyway.
Yeah. So as the show starts, we are promised that Prince Puma will be speaking live.
X, repeatedly slamming the X button.
Yeah, we'll see how that went. But
yeah,
you know,
that was Prince Puma's gonna talk X. Bet you anything is gonna be interrupted by Mill.
Well, we'll get there, won't we?
X.
First match of the show is Johnny Mundo versus Tejano.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I took note of some early Johnny Zero chants. Very clever.
I did too, and I proceeded to then write "fuck off."
You know what I wrote "fuck off" is tremendous momentum consequences from Matt Striker.
Yeah, I know. Okay, dude. We gotta make the stakes feel high. Here, fucking momentum.
Yeah, both these guys already have their matches set for Ultima Lucha. There's not really any more story to tell. So it's just a momentum thing.
Okay, dude. Also, as I think this is as Mundo's making his entrance. Or actually, it might have been. It was probably during the match. Vampiro's fucking like figure shaming Johnny Mundo for being too much of a pretty boy gym rat.
Yes, all right. I did write down the gym strength versus the man strength conversation. Is they try to like paint a contrast between Mundo and Tejano, and Mundo is he has gym strength because he looks conventionally like he ripped and goes to a gym to get his workouts, and Tejano being more of a big bulky boy that isn't so cut. They're like, he's got man strength, as if he was gaining he trains doing more conventional, mundane activities like you would do on like a ranch of some sort. And they have a semi-lengthy conversation about it. And of course, both men on the commentary agree that man strength is better than gym strength.
Of course. See, here's the thing, dude. Vampiro and Striker feel like such a fucking like ragtag ass commentary team. Like, it feels like the two of them could have their own like sitcom about two like kind of bumbling buffoons doing wrestling commentary. And so I feel like Tejano and Striker, as they're like learning how to become commentators, they understand that it helps during a match to draw contrast between two combatants, but they don't always understand that like you don't always have to do that, and if you are going to do that, you should like draw a contrast that doesn't feel like weird and belabored, like gym strength versus a man's strength.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
It's always fucking weird with those two. Jesus Christ. See, I also so the crowd is bigly on Tejano's side for this match,
right?
And I kind of sat there and I wondered why, because Tejano also stepped afoul of Daddy Patron. Daddy Patron at one point. So why the fuck does he get a pass while Mundo is still hated by everybody?
Because Tejano said he loves Mexico.
Yes.
It's all is forgiven.
All you gotta say is I love Mexico. The only thing these fans are more loyal to than Alberto El Patron is fucking Mexico itself. Okay.
I said, really, Alberto El Patron should say like he is Mexico.
Oh God. The crowd would love him forever no matter what. Even more than they do now. Oh God, that's too powerful.
Oh no. All right. I made a note of a couple things I thought were pretty neat, like a nice neck breaker to the floor by Johnny Mundo, and then also he did like a roundhouse kick into the guardrail. I was like, that's pretty sick. But
that's sick as fuck.
The match doesn't really get out of first or second gear, so to speak, because here comes the crew to attack Tejano and cause a DQ.
Okay, I will say, before we get to that, fucking Vampiro had a line about Johnny finds new ways to hurt you every week, and it's like, damn, sorry he rejected your offer to go out for drinks last week, Vamp.
A.
Wiping away tear. He finds new ways to hurt you every week. Vamp was very hurt by that rejection. But yeah, Johnny Mundo's teaming with the crew. Ugh, okay, now I hate him.
Yeah, this is some real, like, we're both heels now, so I guess it's fine, even though there has been no reconciliation. The crew was like Johnny Mundo's first major rivals in this entire series.
Nah, but we just fucking hate Johnny Mundo now, so who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, and then Alberto El Patron comes to make the save.
Here he comes to save the day.
Mundo runs. Alberto El Patron beats up the crew, and then Tejano gets up from the beating and gets his bullwhip. And then
the stare down.
Yeah, they do like a stare down and acknowledge as like an acknowledgement of that long running feud they had that I didn't care about. And then they don't fight or anything because they're both baby faces now, technically. So they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, sure. They're just gonna have an intense stare down and that walkity walkity walkity.
All right, then in Dario's we cut back to Dario's office as Hernandez.
First we get commentary talking about still what's to come, and once again, for the first time ever, we'll hear the voice of Prince Puma. X, press X to doubt.
Yeah. So then we are in Dario's office, and Hernandez is here, and Dario is
new lore drop. Dario and Hernandez don't like art museums.
They don't. He's like, he hates galleries and museums, but he is a fan of art. And what Hernandez has done, that is a work of art.
Yeah. Hernandez is like, yes, I also fucking hate art museums or something. I swear to God, Hernandez like agreed with him. Or something like that. He's in there drinking a beer because I don't know. That's what Hernandez does, I guess.
Yeah. So this is where in the show Dario makes the official announcement there will be an extra week to Ultima Lucha. I have been speaking in those terms already for those of you following along, but this is the first time on the show. On the show, it was very much like a surprise. It's a 2-week thing now.
Yeah, I know. Because you'd been talking about it like that for a while. I was like, oh, I just kind of thought that was always like the plan. But
no, originally they pitched it as if this is like a 1 week season finale affair, and it's just too big for 1 week, so we're doing it for 2. And
shockers.
Dario announces that next week, that the episode we watched earlier tonight, is that it will be Hernandez versus Drago, and it will be a scrap match. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's a match.
Wait! I need to like take this down because I need to break this down into what the fuck Dario says to Hernandez about this, because it was unhinged.
Right.
So there is a Drago Hernandez match that is coming up, and here's how it gets revealed. So first of all, I need to make a note of fucking Hernandez like drinking his beer. He sets it down just like bare ass on Dario's desk, to which Dario immediately like picks it up and slides a coaster under it. Use a coaster, you fucking animal. Yeah, Dario's like, this is nice alabaster. Fuck you. And that it wouldn't be alabaster. Nice. I don't know, whatever the fuck you make desks out of. Mahogany. We're gonna say it's nice mahogany. Yeah, there we go. Dario says, I've got a number of tweets from the fans. What? Dario, like Tony Khan, looks at Twitter, I guess. Dario's over here being like, that's nice. How about this ratio? And then he proceeds to say,
Underground Fight Club owner plus L.
Yeah. plus ratio plus my brother is a literal monster. But he's like, yeah, so it turns out the fans fucking hate you, Hernandez, which it continues to be a point of surprise for Hernandez throughout these 2 episodes, and I'm like, what? Don't you also hate the whatever? So
He does
he's
say
like,
that the feeling is mutual.
the feeling is, oh yeah, no, he's like, yeah, the feeling's mutual. Fuck these guys. I did miss that part. I forgot about that part. But so Dario's like, yeah, so the fans fucking hate you and are like, you stole the belt from that one dude last week. So like, we're gonna do a bit of like poetic shit here. And he pulls out a fucking leather belt and like makes a snap with it. And he's like, we're gonna have he basically tells Hernandez, yeah, we're effectively gonna have like a lumberjack match, except the lumberjacks are gonna be like actual fans of the show, and they're going to be equipped with leather belts and will have full permission to hit you when you go outside the ring. What? And then Dario gives Hernandez permission to murder the fans in retaliation.
Yeah, as we learned, they signed the insurance waivers, so Hernandez can hit back.
What is happening? What is this? This is so bizarre.
I told you that him accosting that fan and stealing his belt was gonna pay off.
Yeah, but I thought that would just be a fucking Davari situation where that fan was gonna like turn out to be a wrestler and it's gonna be like, hey, you disrespected me.
No, we're gonna have fans with leather straps.
The real secret future combatant that was involved in there was not the fan, but the fucking belt.
Of course.
Jesus
And as a quick put up there, a lumberjack match is a match normally where a bunch of wrestlers hang out outside the ring, and their objective is to keep the wrestlers in the ring.
Yes.
And normally what happens is there's a bunch of faces and a bunch of heels, and they help as is appropriate for faces and heels to do.
And heels, yes.
But no, in this match, it's just the fans instead, and they are gonna whip Hernandez however they feel like it.
And Hernandez has permission to murderize the fans in return.
Right. Hernandez says he will paint the ring with their blood. And Dario's like, well, now that sounds like a masterpiece.
What in the absolute unhinged fuck?
Yep.
But yeah, so that's a thing now.
The Believer's Backlash.
The Believer. Yeah, apparently you term Lucha Underground Temple fans the same way you term Marvel fans. I call them fucking believers.
Well, it's because they're in a temple. What else would they be?
Oh my god.
Did you just now make that connection?
Yeah, I did. Fuck off. What? Wait, hold up. Hold the fuck up. I guarantee goddamn to you, knowing that, I guarantee fucking to you that Dario Cueto was doing everything in his power to write the temple off as a church for tax benefits.
I'm sure he can prove that Lucha Underground is a religion.
Absolutely.
It can't be that hard.
It's the easiest. I guarantee you that the temple is registered as a fucking church with the IRS.
Plus that means no tax. Plus that means no taxes.
I guarantee it. That's why he has fucking stacks of money in an unlocked drawer. That's all the money that would be going to the IRS and taxes if the temple weren't registered as a church. Oh, I mean, God.
They meet weekly. I'm not doing the John Oliver bit on this, but they fit a lot of the criteria here, don't they?
They fit the criteria insanely well.
Yep.
They even worship gods. They have the fucking Aztec pantheon or whatever.
And
holy shit.
Do they not all come together to chant Lucha, 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 Lucha?
You know, the holiest of prayers. Lucha, Lucha, Lucha. Or other such gems as Johnny Zero or We Want Tables.
I mean, actual wrestling, professional wrestling has been done in churches. So really, like,
it all's coming together.
But yes.
Anyway, so we move on to our next match, which is Mac versus Cage. Again, okay.
They're very much in the WWE video game format of you have a rivalry by just wrestling each other over and over again.
The rivalry rose, of course.
Yeah.
That's how Dario's sitting there with fucking My GM Lucha Underground edition open, and he's like, "Come on, get to a 4 out of 4, get to a 4 out of 4, so I can blow it off at the pay-per-view."
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, he already hit 4 off 4 on Puma and Mil Muertes. That's why they keep doing these promo.
The promo segments, yeah.
He
He's
hit
got to keep running them back. Got to keep running them back. See,
yeah,
but my question is, where's his advertising monkey?
That's true. Who is he asking? He needs to start.
Hey, Austin Gunn.
Promos.
I know you want to get booked. How about another advertising promo?
Let's see. Let me think of who would fit this description on the show. Hey, Aerostar, I know you want to get booked, but do another advertising promo.
Perfect. And I would comment about things with this match, but it's kind of over before it starts because the Mac just kind of fucking squashes Cage.
He does a sunset flip out of a corner, and then for the quick roll up, the 1, the 2, and the 3.
Just what? That was because like I thought it was shit was already wild with the Dario Hernandez meeting, and then Mac just like flatly squashed Cage, and I was like, what? The absolute shit is going on tonight. Holy fuck.
The PenUltima Lucha is going wild.
No, you idiots. It's not it's not supposed to be Ultima yet. It's supposed to be PenUltima. Save the crazy shit for next week. I don't know.
Well, we'll get to that, won't we?
Yeah, because Cage, of course, shockingly, is bigly mad about this, and so he starts just hitting on Mac. Well, hitting Mac, not hitting on Mac. That'd be a very different show.
Well, that's true. But I mean, because like, despite all of his rage, he still is just a man named
I'm in a cage.
I'll be honest, I thought of that on the spot.
I swear to God, that's not the first time you've made that joke.
Probably not, but I didn't remember to think of it until just
oh my
now.
God.
So,
oh my God. Oh my God.
I probably did rage in a cage before, but I don't think I've explicitly done bullets with butterfly wings before.
Okay, either way. So they just kind of start brawling all over the fucking place. Yeah, Cage be starting shit. They start fucking brawling all over the place. And then
I wrote the LU security finally arrived to get killed.
I have to say, they show up. I wrote and it devolves into a street fight, and then Dario goes on to propose what's essentially literally a street fight for Ultima Lucha. And you know, I always feel like this shit had to have been planned by Mac and Cage. Like, they both fucking hated each other, but you know what they hated more? The fact that they weren't booked on Ultima Lucha. So they're like, we're gonna fucking give Dario a reason to book us.
Are you trying to suggest that a wrestling match might have been fixed?
No, I would never. That is sacrilegious. That never happens. Wrestling is real. Shut up, Mom. It's not fake. It's all real. It's real to me.
Yeah. So Dario, they're pulled apart at like the top of the stairs, and Dario is said if they want to fight so bad, Dario is going to find everything he can, put it around the ring, and let them fight it out.
Yeah.
Because now is when Dario does the in-ring explanation about Ultima Lucha starting next week. Because again, as to remind everybody, is that they do these pre-tape vignettes that are not seen by any sort of live audience. So So for the TV audience, we get the explanation twice, but it's important for the live audience to understand the Ultima Lucha starts a week early, and they will. And Mac versus Cage will open the next Ultima Lucha with a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yes. Okay. So not technically a street fight by name, but it's a street fight. You could just also pin your opponent wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and then Dario announces that he will be revealing the meaning of the medallions right now.
Yep. And there might have been a commercial break, but yes,
there was a commercial break in between.
Right now, after commercial,
and he explains that the 7 ancient medallions.
Oh my God!
Representing one of the 7 Aztec tribes, and I have decided that I will now reveal the 7 Aztec tribes. of Lucha Underground.
Oh my
I
god.
thought about whether to hide this or not, but now that we literally know what the medallions are,
Yep. Feels appropriate.
and try. I know I've seen the YouTube search. Okay, the Wikipedia search. All right, so this is what are apparently the 7 tribes: the Deer Tribe, the Jaguar Tribe, the
Okay.
Eagle Tribe, the Moth Tribe, the Death Tribe, the Reptile Tribe,
What?
and the Rabbit Tribe.
What? Whoa, hold the fuck up. What? Okay. Holy shit. So all of a sudden, knowing that fucking Karrion Kross shows up in a later season as the White Rabbit makes a lot more sense.
We will get some characters from the Rabbit Tribe in the future.
The White Rabbit. Damn, I didn't know fucking Bray Wyatt was showing up.
Hey.
But yeah, so fucking dumb. But wow. Okay, that's a. I love how they have all these animals and then it's just death.
Death. God, I wonder what tribe Mil Muertes is.
Devil, evil. You know, I wonder if he belonged to the Death Tribe before all this shit happened. Like, did he grow up in the Death Tribe? And then, like, you know, that fucking earthquake happened and Katrina came to get him. And he was just there thinking, like, huh, man, my tribe name makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess this is what I have to be.
Yeah, it feels kind of like...
I have lineage in the Death Tribe, so I have to be
kind of on the nose, you know?
I mean, Prince Puma is in the Jaguar Tribe.
How does that make sense? Okay.
It can be presumed that King Cuerno is probably in the Deer Tribe if he is in any of them.
Probably. I know we get fucking Thunder Rosa and Luchasaurus later on and as part of the reptiles.
Yes, so some of these tribes will have official characters later on, but I was gonna go ahead and mention the 7 tribes right now.
And our most loyal of viewers will no doubt recall that every time these medallions get brought up, I talk about how, oh, they're cursed. They're definitely cursed. Oh, they're so 100% cursed. Well, apparently, these medallions, these 7 medallions,
they're not.
Let me. They're not cursed. They're worse than cursed. They're money in the bank. God fucking damn it.
These 7 medallions make up the gift of the gods.
The gift of the gods. And the gift of the gods is money in the bank.
Essentially, Dario reveals the title belt where the 7 medallions are placed, and the holder will get a guaranteed title match.
Okay,
Dario explains that there will be no cashing in.
He looks directly at the camera and goes, "There will be no cashing in." Wink. And everyone in the audience laughs.
Yeah,
and we laugh too.
He will need a week to promote a title match.
He's like, I actually like to promote my stars, and everyone in the audience goes, ooh.
Yeah, but be careful, as if you hold on to it too long, you could lose the belt in a match like any other belt.
Oh my god!
And after the belt is used, the medallions will be vacated, and the fight for them will begin again.
I knew. Oh my god! Okay,
you are introduced to the 3rd and final title belt of Lucha Underground, the Gift of the Gods title.
I love how there are only these 3. They don't even have a normal tag team belt.
No, it's the world champion, the trios champion, and the Gift of the Gods.
Okay, I need to run this back though, all the way back to when one of the early times when dearest Dario, was talking about the medallions, and he's monologuing about them to Matanza, and he says to Matanza, you know, with the power of these medallions combined, this could make someone even more powerful than you are, which I thought was going to be some magic bullshit, but apparently all it takes to be more powerful than Matanza is to have the magic power of top contendership.
Yeah, I've had to sit on what these medallions have meant for quite a while, haven't I?
Yeah, what the fuck, Austin?
I just kind of let you have this long-running idea of what these medallions are.
Well, because the way he talked about them early on was like, okay, these are magic medallions, and they literally grant you like magic powers or some shit. And I'm like, okay, so they're definitely like fucking cursed, because why would Dario just give magic powers that could make someone more powerful than his brother to like randos in his temple, half of whom he fucking hates?
Well, it gives you the power of the gods to challenge for the Lucha.
The challenge for the Lucha? Ah, yes. The most powerful of deific abilities is the ability to challenge for the title belt of an underground fight club. Okay.
Now, to be fair, this underground fight club has always had a little bit of magic to it.
But like not like that. Not what was the whole line about this will make you more powerful than Matanza thing about? What?
This is something I think I will be taking notes on, because I do like your theory of the medallions being cursed, and so perhaps we should consider where these characters, all the people who wield the belt in the future, what happens to them as we go along.
Well, I know they're gonna definitely be, some of them are at least gonna be going up against fucking Matanza, but like, I don't know, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so
oh my god. But yeah, that's the magic power fucking contendership. Okay.
Yeah, all right. This is reminding you this is a wrestling show.
This is indeed a wrestling show.
And so the first holder of the belt will be the 7 wrestlers who had a medallion fighting in a 7-way match. And obviously, every time they give the belt in a vacated belt obviously every time they collect the medallions, they're going to do that again. They're going to do a 7-way to determine the champion.
Yeah, I love how convoluted the process is for this. Like, okay, so you get the belt, and then once the belt is used to challenge, then all the medallions are taken the fuck out. You got to get all the medallions back again, and then go for the fucking belt again. Like, we can't just keep the medallions in there. We got to disperse the medallions back out.
We have to have 7 more matches to figure out who has the medallions now.
Holy shit. That's so fucking convoluted, Dario. What are you doing?
And so Dario, he calls out the wrestlers who have the medallions to come and place them in the belt, and it's a whole big ceremony to it.
They place they place their medallions in the belt, and they clearly like stick in there with magnets, but Vamp is over here treating this shit like ancient magic.
Okay, I will get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But I did first note is when he announces Big Rick, Matt Stryker decides to go Big Rick. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's just having fun. Let him have his fun. Okay.
So all the baby faces and all the heels, all the baby faces stand on one side, which is Sexy Star, Bengala, and Aerostar. And the heels, Jack Evans, Big Rick, and King Cuerno all stand on the other side of the ring. And Vampiro claim, while they're doing this belt, putting the medallions in the belt, Vampiro claims that back in the day, a belt would decide who was the ruler of the Aztec tribes.
Oh, yeah.
This is after Stryker has said that Vampiro has educated him on ancient Aztec tradition.
Oh yeah, that thing that Vampiro clearly knows so much about.
Not a fucking crown or anything.
Yeah, no.
That. What determined who was the ruler of the tribes was a literal fucking belt that is reminiscent of modern wrestling title belts.
Look, wrestling is a proud, people have been title wrestling for since the dawn of time.
I guess we did learn that last week on Bleachers, Bloops, and whatever.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, Coliseum Bleachers, Blues. The name keeps getting dumber every time. Look, back in the days of the ancient, no, even before the days of the Coliseum, my man, goddamn cavemen, all right, were there fashioning title belts out of stone or bark or whatever the fuck to like award each other for fights. And they all had gimmicks and they all had entrance music that was played by the local like music tribe or fucking whatever.
Sure.
On primitive bongos, and this is just history, Austin, and don't be like Hernandez. Fucking educate yourself.
I guess that's true. I'm out here kind of refusing to. I am accepting historical revisionism because it fits my pre-established worldview.
Yeah. Check your privilege.
You're correct. I'm sorry.
God damn. Learning so much about cultural sensitivity on tonight's Noobs and Knockouts, folks. I'm so glad you're here for this very important episode.
Yeah. All right. So back to the show. Dario, after the 6 medallions have been put in, Dario cannot help but snicker to himself about how Phoenix got destroyed by Mil Muertes. So he sucks to suck. We're going to have to deal with that. Dario announces there will be a battle royal tonight to determine who has the final medallion.
Yeah. And then he announces that, and then he's alive,
shockingly,
rising from the ashes.
But yeah, rising from the ashes. It's a Phoenix.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Phoenix has arrived. He is in the Kenny Omega black compression shirt.
Yeah, baby. Are you ready to go?
And Dario looks pissed off about this. He's like, he had so many plans to screw Phoenix here. So, but he runs with it.
He's supposed to be dead.
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah, weird.
Yes. I'm so glad you caught on with that. Hey, that fucking takes place in ancient Azteca. That's actually perfect. Look.
Dario sort of simply like turned Phoenix into a beetle, then put that beetle into a box.
A flea, actually, but yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember.
And put that box inside of another box, mail that box to himself, and then smash it with a hammer.
Correct. That's what he should have done.
Absolutely.
But instead, Dario is feeling generous. So he lets Phoenix enter the battle royal to win his own medallion back.
Yeah, okay, well, battle royal, except you can only win by pinfall or submission.
Yeah, so it's a battle royal, but when there's only 2 people left, it turns back into a singles match. And so I took the time to write down every single member of the battle royal, and I gotta say, it's not hard to guess who wins this match, even just by listing the names off. So, The competitors in this match are Phoenix, Famous B, Masquerita Sagrada, Daivari, Marty the Moth, Killshot, Superfly, Arhenis, Ricky Mandel, and Vinny Massaro.
You know, I'm rooting for fucking Vinny Massaro over here, okay?
He is going to be a top-tier jobber soon enough around here.
Oh, really? Look, he was set to be one before fucking Penta broke his arm.
He's already the funniest jobber dude he is already like slobby New York stereotype.
Oh,
and
we're
going deep. We're going deeper in on it eventually.
He's great.
Yeah, he is a SoCal indie legend. That's why he's here. He's
rules.
He's one of those guys who's a long timer on the Southern Cal indie scene, and that's why he's part of this show.
You know what? That's nice. That's nice to see. Even if he's just gonna be jobbing to all these other guys, like it's nice to see someone like be able to get a little more kind of like, I mean, as mainstream as El Rey can be,
right?
Screen time. you know, it's better than nothing.
All right, we get a Dario Credo. Ring the bell!
Ring the bell!
Yeah, all right. Did not write down who hit this move. I think it was our Hennis hit it, but somebody hits a pedigree, and of course, early in the match, and of course, fucking Matt Striker goes, pedigree, it works every Monday night.
Hey.
Which Triple H also doesn't
Striker's still
anymore.
quite salty that he was let go from WWE.
But also Triple H doesn't work and doesn't wrestle in WWE anymore. At the time,
look, it's Striker. It's been a hot second since Striker was let go. Okay, he's kind of behind the times.
Oh no, this was Famous B who did it, because Famous B apparently is here to doing parodies of other wrestlers gimmick, because Famous B hits the pedigree and then he does the Hulk Hogan leg drop, dude.
Yeah, dude. Famous B. You know what? The only wrestler whose leg drop I recognize because he doesn't mutter the N-word under his breath every time he does it.
Don't do my leg drop, dude, because I wouldn't want you to date my daughter, brother.
True. The fucking antithesis, the anti-Hulk Hogan is Famous B. I'm here for that. Propel him to the top of the company, actually. Famous B seems fucking even better than Vinny Massaro.
You wait for Famous B in season 2.
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm ready.
If Famous B doesn't become one of your favorite characters on this show immediately in season 2, I'm going to be very disappointed in you.
I already love Famous B. I remember when he first got Famous B, and I was like, this guy seems fucking great. And you were like, yeah, he gets a lot of good shit in season 2. And I was like, hell yeah, brother. So, yeah, give me more. Give me more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And then Famous B fucking throws out Ricky Mandel and Arhennis.
Yeah. Dude was doing fucking executions here.
How far Arhennis has fallen.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck happened to him?
He used to be like the jobber at the 1A level jobber, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Still a jobber, but like better than the rest of them.
Who the fuck are you? Now it's just like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I feel like Arhennis is one of those guys where he has no like he doesn't have a ton of personality, and he doesn't really have an identifiably fun lucha gimmick, so he's just kind of here.
And Arhennis also exists.
Yeah,
this is where I'd put my gimmick if I had one.
Yeah, so I made note of Killshot murders Vinny Massaro, LOL.
Yeah, and then
kicks the shit out of him.
God damn. Killshot
goes to the top rope like a dumbass.
And a fucking idiot.
And Daivari just pushes him off the top rope and out of the ring.
Walkity walk.
And then Daivari throws out Vinny Massaro too, just for the heel heat, I guess.
Yeah, why not? Hey, I'm deeply offended, all right, that Vinny Massaro got eliminated, all right? I was rooting for him. I was pulling.
And then Masquerita Sagrada does a monkey flip to throw Superfly onto the apron and off the apron, but then also he like eliminates himself doing this.
Yeah, I think, didn't they do that kind of like on purpose? Didn't they play that up as like Masquerita just fucking hates this guy or whatever? Or am I crazy?
I did not catch the commentary on this.
Okay. They might have just been like, man, that Masquerita is a fucking dumbass. I don't know. It's entirely possible.
So the final four is now Phoenix, Famous B, Marty, and Daivari. And
that's a hell of a lineup.
Hell yeah. Famous B does the
Famous B's like, how did I get here?
He is punching above weight tonight, boys.
Hell yeah, brother.
Famous B does the skin the cat, which is where when you get thrown over the top rope and you hang onto the top rope and you just barely your feet don't touch the floor.
Oh, he's hanging on for dear life.
So you like backflip yourself back into the ring.
Oh my god, he was so close, dude. That man was about to touch the ground, and he just holding on.
It takes the double team move of Marty and Daivari to throw out the mighty Famous B.
He's too powerful. You gotta double team him, or it's just not a fair fight, you know?
So Daivari and Marty try to double team Phoenix to kind of like take him out, but Phoenix fights them off. and throws out Daivari, and the final two is
We're
Phoenix
left with Phoenix versus Marty.
and
And
Marty.
I'm not
the
gonna
Moth.
lie, dude. You said it was obvious. I was a little concerned that Marty was gonna get this dub.
I do think that like if anyone could have reasonably actually won this match except Phoenix, it would be Marty.
It would be Marty. Marty's coming for that belt at some point. I can feel it. But also, why the fuck do Marty's tights look like dirty underwear? Like, they look like slightly soiled tighty whities, and it makes me uncomfortable. And I feel like that had to have been on purpose, right?
I think a little bit. He
Because they're like off white and they look vaguely rumpled.
Yeah, he'll get different attire eventually.
Oh, good.
We get Kill the Moth chants.
True.
The crowd starts. So I don't remember how he threw Phoenix over the top rope and out of the ring, but like Marty threatens to do like a tope suicida and then he like fakes it and doesn't. And I laugh.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It would have worked better if like you had this were a match where you didn't have to win by pinfall or submission. That could have been like trying to bait Marty into like eliminating himself, but then he knew better. But sure, whatever.
Yeah. But Marty used his strength to throw Phoenix around a little bit.
Yeah.
But Phoenix is able to like counter him and hold him down for the 3 count. And Phoenix has now won the medallion twice.
Thank God.
But Phoenix runs up the stairs and places the medallion in the belt. Dario comes out of his office to glare and be big mad about this.
I don't know what he's so upset about. His fucking Infinity Gauntlet got filled. This should be a happy day for him.
Because Phoenix can't win. No.
Yeah, he hates Phoenix for reasons. Well, same reasons he hates every babyface who works for him.
Yeah, Phoenix is one of the purest babyface. He doesn't even like to wrestle women. That's how pure of a babyface he is.
Oh my! See that actually does win him some bad points with me. That's fucking cringe. But the women are just as capable. Squad W. Fuck you.
Right. So then Striker and Vampiro run down the Ultima Lucha card. I will not bring it up. They do this a couple times in these 2 episodes, so I'm not going to bring it up now. Puma comes down to the ring in a hoodie.
They seem really convinced he's going to speak tonight.
His black mask. I didn't remember that he debuted this so early. But instead of his normal orangey yellow mask, it is now black with red highlights.
He's in mourning. He fucking the Conan died. He's got to wear that for a year to properly mourn before he finds another coat.
I literally wrote Striker taking away my jokes by calling black the color of mourning.
Also, going back to them running down the Ultima Lucha card, one thing I will bring up from that is Tejano versus Blue Demon is set, and I will give him this. I can't remember. It was probably Striker who said it. Striker actually had a pretty fucking dope line about it, where he says the sons fight the war of their fathers. Which, okay, that matchup fucking annoys me because it feels so contrived. But the sons fight the war of their fathers is a pretty fucking dope way to describe it. That kind of gets me on board with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that is kind of best done in Lucha Libre because of the culture of like of giving your sons your mask and them going by the name of going under Junior or El Hijo Day, whatever your name is. Like, because that like idea of lineage and fathers and sons is so prevalent in Lucha Libre specifically, it does kind of work really well in this context.
Absolutely. That was dope. I will give it to them.
So Puma is about to say something, and here comes Katrina.
And wow, look, Mil Muertes comes in to interrupt Puma before he even starts talking. What a shock!
And Puma, he sees them, and then he puts the mic down. So no talking. So no talking. And he puts down the
wow, no way.
We will hear him talk eventually, and I know when he talks. But
damn, that's almost disappointing because I kind of wanted that to go into a like self-parody levels. I
He
wanted to
doesn't
go into the stratosphere.
he doesn't talk very often. I think it's because it's extremely obvious that he is not a kid from Boyle Heights if he talks. He under the mask, he is a popular indie and now WWE wrestler Ricochet, who is
Oh
from
shit!
Kentucky.
What the fuck?
No, he is
Wait,
not.
what? Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what? He's
Ricochet is Prince Puma?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
He does. Prince Puma does all of Ricochet's moves and everything.
I'm not terribly familiar with Ricochet. I just kind
Fair.
of know vaguely about him. What the fuck? Wait, that's so insane.
Yeah, so he very obviously doesn't sound like some kid born and raised in Boyle Heights who would be a like Mexican cultural icon.
Hispanic, yeah.
So as long as he just doesn't talk, we can keep the illusion going.
That's fucking nuts.
Mhm.
What? That's insane. Okay. Wow. So that today I learned.
Yeah.
Wild. So yeah. So Mill and Katrina and the putties come to crash the party, and new lore drop. Apparently, the putties are just fucking invincible so long as Katrina's holding the stone aloft.
Hell yeah, they're powered up by the Rock, just like Mill is.
Yeah. So it really just all depends on how long it takes for Katrina's arm to get tired.
Yeah, Mil Muertes was styling in that suit, though. I feel like that was important to note.
Oh, that's a dope suit. That's a dope suit. Mil's suit is great. I really like the aesthetic of luchadors in suits. That shit always looks so awesome.
All right, so I made note that Stryker tries to make an allusion to Moses, and then he mixes his metaphors by saying that Prince Puma is going to fight for 40 days and 40 nights.
That's
Noah.
That's Noah, guys.
Moses was, what was that, 40 years in the desert, or was that 30 years?
I don't even... Was it that long? I don't even think it was that long.
Now, Moses spent the rest of his life fucking around in the desert. So...
Well, he did that twice, because he exiled himself from Egypt, went to the desert, came back, and then went the fuck back into the desert to find the promised land, but then he died before they could make it the promised land because God was mad at him or something.
God was like, I'm not going to let you find the promised land. You're going to wander around like a dipshit for a
Yeah,
day.
Moses did some vaguely offensive shit, and God was like, I took that personally.
Yeah. Anyway, point being, Stryker fucked up the metaphor here.
What a shock.
Biblical allusions.
Yeah. So
but the point is that Puma takes out the Disciples of Death on his own, and he still wants to fight Mill. Mill runs in. Puma spin kicks Mill. He looks Katrina dead in the eye, does the throat slash from the top rope, and hits Mill with a 450.
450. Somehow, because, since when the fuck is Mill that susceptible to being dicked on like that? That said...
The power of grieving is...
Yeah, I guess.
Is put Puma... this is all about showing Puma can fight back from Mill.
No, I know. Okay, I'm of two minds about it, where one part of my mind is it doesn't make a whole lot of kind of canonical sense considering how OP Mill has been shown to be, especially post-resurrection. But that said, even if that doesn't make sense, a much more story-driven part of my mind is just thinking it's a dope way to make it feel like there's actually hope for Puma in this match, despite kind of how inevitable his fall is.
This is a hope spot.
Yeah, it's a hope spot. It's like a premature hope spot. But then, so he fucking 450s onto Mill, and then does a fucking Spider-Man ass backflip or something.
Yeah, that's his Ricochet taunt. I was like, yeah, I know who you are under there, kid.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man ass
Yeah, he backflips. He does like a
backflips and like
backflip
lands in a
from
Spider-Man pose.
yeah, like he backflips into the ropes and then like flips into like the Spider-Man crouch.
And
then
he's
and
staring
he's
down
saying,
Katrina, and Katrina's like, and the episode ends. And
on that note,
it does. I have to say the I don't know if this was like just an editing mistake or if this was on purpose, but it'd be dope if it was dope as fuck if it was on purpose, because the outro graphic for Lucha Underground, once the episode's over, it shows the Lucha Underground logo and it does like this like sound like it does at the beginning, but like this time the outro graphic was like eerily quiet. It was like dum, and I'm like, whoa, that's a thing.
I have no idea if that was intentional or not. It'd be really cool though.
It was dope as shit.
Mm-hmm. So we get to episode 38, Ultima Lucha Part 1. And,
Yep.
Because of technical difficulties and also me needing to write down every bit of dialogue in this scene,
we watched this
a few times, yeah. But we are back in the cages. Black Lotus is doing pull-ups, and Dario comes in a nice tuxedo. Some smooth jazz music hits.
Yeah, you think he pipes that shit in like through the pipes of the dungeon to like keep Matanza sedated or some shit?
That would be an interesting idea.
Like the only thing keeps Matanza from breaking out of his cage is by blasting Careless Whisper at him a bunch.
We have found the secret.
Absolutely. How to tame the beast.
Yeah, so Dario was hoping that this time in here with his brother would give her a change of heart. Her response is to like flip him off and then spin kick the light bulb in her cell.
Which, okay, that's a choice. I don't know why you think that's going to be sort of a...
So Dario Cueto proceeds to explain about.
Wait! I'm so sorry. I gotta write this down. How I wrote, because how I wrote that exchange was Dario offers Lotus champagne. Lotus offers Dario the bird.
Hey.
But yeah.
So Dario decides to start talking about pit bulls. And he says that pit bulls were not natural. Pitbull. We're not naturally.
My generation's favorite musical artist, Pitbull.
Yeah. 305 Dolly.
Yes.
So he notes that pit bulls are not naturally violent dogs, but men hurt them and turned them into beasts. And I don't know if that's proper history of domestication of animals, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if that were true.
I wouldn't be totally shocked.
No. But anyway, he's using this as a metaphor for his brother. And he talks about how when Dario's father was running fight clubs, he used Matanza as the monster, as his ringer, and how he hurt a lot of people with working for his father, but it not her parents.
Yeah. So Dario's over here being like, Matanza's kind of fucked. But he didn't kill your parent. And Dario then swears that he's gonna spend the rest of his life looking for the real killer.
It was because he's explained that the real killer is El Dragon Azteca.
Yeah, he's gonna spend the rest of his life looking for the real killer, El Dragon Azteca.
And which, I mean, of course, can you really trust Dario's word on this?
Look, if you could trust OJ and Johnny Cochran's word about the real killer, you can trust Dario's too.
Dario will show how the glove does not fit.
And
Matanza,
you must acquit.
Therefore, you must acquit.
You must acquit. Absolutely. I mean, it's a perfect 1-to-1.
Yeah. All right. So he explains that Lotus's father was the leader of the Triad in Hong Kong. So now we're getting into organized crime.
Yeah. He ran afoul of some Yakuza.
I would like to point out that to my knowledge, Black Lotus is not Chinese, and neither is any of the women we'll see from the Black Lotus tribe later.
Yeah, okay, I was wondering about that. I was like, wait, is she actually Chinese?
I don't think. I think.
Uh-oh.
Let me relook. I looked this up when we were watching it, and now I got to go back and look it up again. All right. Let's see. I don't know, but she was okay. She has been being billed from Hong Kong does not mean anything because
it doesn't mean jack shit.
She was probably billed like that as Black Lotus, but she is Canadian at the very least.
Oh well, shit.
Well, so I don't know if I guess I'll be fair and say I don't know if she is Chinese, but we will meet other wrestlers in the Black Lotus triad, and I know for a fact they aren't.
That's funny.
Anyway, they were basically the Dryad, the Black Lotus triad, as they are called, obviously, were rivals to El Dragon Azteca's gang of mercenaries, as Dario put it. And so El Dragon Azteca had her parents killed so that he could then take her under his wing and she could become an apprentice to El Dragon Azteca. So that is the story that Dario is going with for what happened to her parents.
And for some reason, so he's like, now, excuse me, I have a show to run. And she like turns to her wall where she has an outline of a man that she punches. And two observations. First of all, the editing seems to imply that she kind of buys this for some reason.
She seems to take Dario's word here at face value.
Which, like, why?
I know I trust the man that has locked me in a cell for weeks.
Hey, he offered her champagne. He's got to be a nice dude.
If I had to try to reason it out, is that enough of Dario's story is true? Like the stuff about the Black Lotus, I could see, like, my interpretation of it is that, like, the stuff about the Black Lotus triad and potentially El Dragon Azteca having a gang being true could lead her to think that, like, maybe the rest of it is true. Plus, Dario isn't pretending that Matanza hasn't murdered a bunch of people. He's just saying, not your parents.
I guess. I don't know. I get what I guess kind of fucking cracks me up about all of this is, like, man, El Dragon Azteca was right. Black Lotus was not ready to fucking strike out on her own. She's
wasn't
that easily imprisoned and manipulated.
Yeah. No, El Dragon Azteca was completely correct in his assessment of Black Lotus.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
So Dario, as he walks away, he's like, hey, I know the truth hurts, and he holds up his key, but it can also set you free. And so Black Lotus starts angrily punching the wall,
which looks weirdly pliable in some shots for being supposedly concrete.
Well, it's supposed to show how strong Black Lotus is, that she could theoretically punch the wall down.
But, like, it doesn't look like, but it doesn't really, like, there are a couple of shots where, like, the way it ricochets against her fist is like, okay, that's wood. That's clearly wood. Like, like, there's a difference between, like, making cracks appear in the wall and doing, like, a shaky cam effect, and, like, the way the fucking wall wiggles as she punches it in some shots. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So then we get the rundown of tonight's matches.
Okay. Sorry. I got to throw an observation because I had this thought as we, like, because we go into, you know, show proper and the opening credits are rolling, and I just realized they should fucking list Dario Cueto among the executive producers. Like, I know everybody knows that kayfabe is a thing at this point, but, like, you know, if you're gonna have your, like, kayfabe GM here, who's apparently, like, fucking stacked, just, like, go the extra mile and add him to the executive producers list. Why the fuck not? I don't think it's gonna get you in legal trouble for, like, adding a kayfabe name to the executive producers list. Like, that'd be
funny.
That'd be a great detail. Ah, well. Anyway, okay, yes. Running down.
So they run down the card. I made a specific note that they called Fun and Dysfunctional, as we have called them this whole time, Team Havoc.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? That's bad name. Lame. Bad name. We have a good name here.
Vampiro doesn't know what the fuck a dark match is.
Yeah, he explained. He's like, this week we got some dark matches, and like, no, these matches are televised. These aren't dark matches.
Yeah, no. why are you calling them? They're like, I don't know. I guess they're your equivalent of a buy-in. Call them that shit. Why are you calling whatever?
Yeah. So as was mentioned last week, the first match of the episode is the Mac versus Cage in Falls Count Anywhere. Mac comes out and Cage jumps him on the stairs. Let's get it on.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This
they
is very
they
much,
go
this is
right
very
the
much
fuck
a we're
at
just
it.
doing. This is really just a while we're doing spots match.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't understand the fucking. What is people's I see this discourse all the time. What the fuck is people's damage with like quote unquote spot monkeying? Because every time I see what people bitch about as spot monkeying, it's just dope. Like here, shit was just cool the whole time through, and I don't understand all the people, all the fucking members of the IWC that are like, oh yeah, you fucking spot monkey with all your loving all your spot. Like that's what wrestling is, you dipshits, and it's great.
Yeah, it's this idea that like too many moves is not doing moves, but is just not real wrestling because there's no psychology or story to it, and it's a lot of people who complain about it as if it's a binary thing of like let more moves is less story, which is
okay. So literal baby
stupid.
brain, literal
It's
baby brain. Okay.
very smooth brain bullshit. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, so yeah, Cage assaults Mac and takes and he fucking takes Mac immediately to the roof of doom, as I
Yeah, so we
call
got
it.
the
Ever
other
since
roof.
Phoenix got fucking yeeted through it.
I call it the storage roof, is how I refer to it, because the other roof is Dario's office.
That's also
but
fair.
also Roof of Doom.
Yeah, and then they go
on the
brawling on the bleachers to the bleachers, which Stryker himself dubs as the bleachers that house the asses of the believers. What the fuck was that?
Yeah,
line?
so Mac hits a fall away slam onto the wooden bleachers. That's painful as shit. They fight down to the stairs, and Willie Mac spears Cage through the storage door.
Through the storage door, the fans start chanting "Holy shit!" And Vamp's like, the fans are speaking in French. What? Wait, is that a fucking? I just read that's a goddamn pardon my French joke.
Yes,
Vamp Hero, you dweeb.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. So yeah. They brawl around in the storage unit. Cage grabs a fire extinguisher
and a stop sign.
Stryker is right
all
on
normal
it with the
things to have in your storage room.
Well, Dario did say he was going to find anything he could and just put it in the ring area, side area. How about that?
He's like, yeah, we'll just throw a stop sign in this random storage closet. Why not?
Yeah, so Cage uses the extinguisher on Mac, and of course, Stryker is right there to be like, and the fire of these luchadors will not be extinguished.
Stryker has learned that sometimes you make fun puns on commentary. He hasn't learned how not to make them fucking forced.
Oof. We want tables chance. The fucking psychos break out as these guys are brawling in front of the seats now. Mac pulled like a wooden board out of the storage closet, and he's been holding it this whole time, and he breaks it over Cage's back to like take him down for a minute. And then Mac, he like goes, I think behind Dario's office. He finds a cooler.
Yes!
He hits Cage in the face with a cooler. And then he like looks what's in it, and he gets Miller Lights, and they're like,
hey, he does his best goddamn Stone Cold impression.
He does. He pops the beer, he drinks the beer, and then he hits the old Stone Cold Stunner.
And Cage goes flopping about like, oh wait, no, that's Vince. No, never mind. But yeah, but it had both cans and bottles in it. And before long, Cage is back up.
Cage kicks out of the stunner. So Cage kicks back up. Mac picks up the glass bottle, hits it over the back of Cage's head, and Cage
fucking no-sells it.
That's going to be a reoccurring character trope, is no-selling bottle shots to the head.
That's sick as fuck. Dude, the number one thing you gotta know about the Cage is he's got a hard goddamn head, okay? Honestly,
Yep.
I believe it. That dude's skull looks sturdy as fuck.
Yeah. So then they're brawling near the ringside area. Mac hits a sit-out power bomb through the table that had been set up from the top rope. Kick out at 2. As they continue to brawl back up the stairs, they get on top of it. Mac grabs a garbage can while they're up here, and Mac hits. He slams Brian Cage onto the trash can, onto Dario's roof. Kick out at 2, and then this is where the beginning of the end is here. I think because Cage fights back. He has a discus clothesline over the barrier on the roof into where the fans stand. And then he grabs Max, suplexes him back onto the roof for a 2 count. But then on top of this roof, there just happened to be a couple of cinder blocks. And
just out of
casually hanging out over there.
Not a machination of Dario whatsoever.
So Cage wins this match by taking the Mac and curb stomping him through a cinder block.
Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, that shit got nuts. I lost my mind when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
What in the fuck?
Yep, it was fucking crazy.
That shit was insane. How do you do that?
Besides it not being a real cinder block.
Well, I don't know, man. Fucking the I'll make a man out of you segment in Mulan. Those motherfuckers were breaking cinder blocks with their heads. Maybe it was legit. Maybe Mac did the whole make a man out of you training sequence. You don't know. I don't know. How the fuck do you take a shot like that? I don't know. Maybe they're tricked out, but that shit looked kind of sturdy to me, and I don't know how the fuck you could make like a replica cinder block like that would break in a way that looks.
It definitely breaks and looks like a cinder block.
Yeah, like powders up and shit.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool shit. But yeah, the Mac Cage wins, and the first match of Ultima Lucha, just a really fun, crazy false count anywhere match.
That was insane, dude. Holy shit, the way that ended. Also, I gotta say, Stryker toward the end of this match talks about shout out to how fucking goated the camera team is for just being able to follow the action anywhere the fuck it goes in the temple. And honestly, yeah, he makes a great point. The camera guys are great. I'm sorry for making fun of your cinematography. You guys do good work. Keep it up. I'll be less mean to you in the future.
Yeah, so that is the first match of Ultima Lucha. We get a card rundown of part 2 the next night. I will just wait till the end and we'll talk, and I'll mention what the matches are after this, after we get through the whole show as a reminder. But then after this, match number 2 is the trios title match, the Disciples of Death versus Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Angelico, the team Fun and Dysfunctional.
Which they refuse to call them. We are the only ones who know the correct name. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Speaking of knowing,
it's time for the match that's gonna make me the most sad.
And in turn, now as I was speaking of not knowing the correct names, the Disciples of Death. I still don't remember any of their names. I know Sinestro de la Muerte. That's who I remember.
I remember El Barrio Negro because I'm like, what? It feels weird to have a guy named the Black Neighborhood. I don't know if I'm comfy with that.
But they have leveled up their look. They now have new skull masks. That are
a fucking Dark Order tier mask upgrade. Jesus.
Yeah, they also are colored now, so you could technically tell them apart.
Technically being the key word there.
Because because Stryker did not make an effort to tell you who has which mask.
Who's who? No.
So
not
it is. All my notes are purple mask, gold mask, and silver mask.
I appreciate that you made an effort at all to do that shit. Because I didn't even take notes of the colors. I was just like, oh yeah, those are some guys with skulls in their heads doing some shit in the ring. Oh yeah, baby. I didn't even go to your level. I congratulate you for even like taking notes of the colors, because I'm just like, yep, those are some dudes in masks that have skulls on them.
Yeah, so then Fun and Dysfunctional come out. Evilise is still injured. She is on crutches in this match. And of course, it is a tornado tag match, which means there is no tagging in and out. All three members of each team fight at all times, which is, of course, means that they cannot protect Evilise during the match.
I wonder why they did that. I wonder why Dario set it up that way. Maybe because he hates all baby faces ever.
Yeah, so the Disciples quickly kind of like take advantage of the weekend, of the fact that their opponents are weaker in number right now.
Even though Evilise seemed to be like walking fine during some of the previous promos, don't think about it too hard.
Do not consider the backstage incongruous continuity of this moment.
It makes no sense. Make it make sense, Austin. Brain hurty.
So, but eventually
the guy,
Angelico and Son of Havoc, they fight back. They're doing dives all over the place. Evilise makes good use of her crutches as a weapon.
Oh yeah. Well, then they get turned back on her. Whoops.
Oof. But then middle of the match, I made a note. Middle of the match, it looks like, Evilise like tries to get in the ring to fight. And I wrote Purple Mask gets Evilise in a stretch muffler, which is basically a submission move where you take somebody's leg and like wrench it over your neck.
Yeah.
And it was not the injured leg, obviously, because in a out of kayfabe sense, that is legitimately injured. So we're not going to do that.
We're gonna be a little nice. Pay no attention to how little sense it makes for the putties to be merciful like that.
Yeah, but so that looked like a real like, oh shit, match ending right here moment. But Son of Havoc makes the save and does all the big fancy moves.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Angelico starts brawling up the bleachers with Purple Mask, and Purple Mask backdrops Angelico onto the wooden stairs, and he leaves him, and which was terrible mistake on
that was your first mistake, kiddo.
You left Angelico in his best environment.
Up. His best environment. Up.
Yeah, as Havoc and Evilise fighting him off down below, and Angelico jumps on top of the storage roof and jumps straight off onto the entire Disciples of Death, knocking them all down.
Oh yeah, baby, it was so sick. But it kind of fucks up Angelico, because that dude starts hard bleeding from the mouth.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I wrote Katrina is standing there menacingly as she kind of spends a while staring at what's happening. Yeah. Easy there, son. It's just a drawing. And so
easy there, son. It's just a rock.
Yeah. So Katrina decides to get into the ring. She gets in the corner where all the Disciples were knocked over on the outside. She raises the stone, and the Disciples get up.
Hacks.
But Evilise has hobbled her way into the ring on her crutches, and then she throws away the crutches.
Yeah. And she also calls out Katrina instead of just sneaking up on her, which I feel like was your first mistake. Yeah, you could have just snuck up and bam. But no, you had to be all like, hey, bitch, and get her attention because, Evilise's ego is too big to just like make a thing out of it, and be nice and efficient with it.
And she immediately pays for it as she tries to hobble up to Katrina to attack her, and Katrina just like chokes her.
Katrina chokes her, but then Evilise like actually manages to do like a fucking arm drag.
Yeah, arm drags Katrina and has her down, is punching her out, and the rock gets thrown away. Hope's spot is here, but then Katrina counters, and she gets on top of Evilise. She grabs the rock, hits Evilise in the face with the rock, and then Katrina lifts the rock, and Gold Mask comes in to pin Ivelisse, and the Disciples of Death have won the Trios championships.
Yeah, no. I was like actually like wondering when Ivelisse managed to get one over on Katrina. I was like, what? Oh, and then as soon as Katrina hopped back on top, I'm like, nope, they're fucked. Katrina then of course licks Ivelisse, and Eric Bischoff clearly wrote this episode because we're getting that HLA. But
hey, yeah, so this is as they mentioned on commentary, this is the very first title change in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, all the other title quote unquote changes have just been winning the title for the first time. That's kind of fucking nuts. I mean, it contributes to something I've been talking about for a lot of this season of like waiting for the other shoe to drop, because like we have like major baby faces in control of both the titles, and they keep just like managing to fend off threats by the skin of their teeth, and you're just like waiting. It's like this awful sense of anticipation for that shit to just topple over. And oh man, yeah, this was inevitable, and it hurts to see, but you know, hopefully this isn't the last we'll see of fun and dysfunctional.
Sad to see him lose the belts, but heck of a story to get him, and then Ivelisse got injured. And so it kind of killed a lot of what they could have done.
Yeah, seriously.
But you know,
and it's impressive that they still managed to do as much as they did as is.
Yeah, for sure. But fun first champions, and now the Disciples of Death. And is this a harbinger of what's to come next time in Ultima Lucha Part 2?
Oh yeah. I wonder.
Darkness is falling in the temple.
Darkness falls across the temple.
Yes. So we get it after a commercial break. Stryker, I feel like I had to mention this because it was so fucking stupid. Is Stryker and Vampira have some of those Miller Lights from earlier?
Yeah, they're hitting that product placement hard, dude.
They're toasting each other, and then they both are like, Miller Lite, damn, that's a good beer. I'm like,
they're like, oh, it's so tasty.
Is it though? Is it a good beer?
I guess if you're maybe they're both just eternally college freshmen at heart.
That checks. That would explain a lot, I think. So we get our main event of the evening. Hernandez and Drago in the Believers Backlash match. And outcome first are the Believers with the whips. And now I decided this is the best part to talk about this, is that these were legitimate fans that they had with the whips. And
so wait, this wasn't like central casting people they put in Lucha Underground. No fucking way.
They used actual regulars from the temple.
Wait, holy shit. So what, did they just put a sign-up sheet outside of like, hey, you want to fucking beat Hernandez with belts?
Probably, yeah. And Hernandez has talked about this in interviews, and he was like, he told them that you better hit me as hard as you can with those whips, or I'm gonna kick your ass.
No fucking way! That rules! Dude, that would be like the coolest shit ever to hear from a rep. Imagine a fucking wrestler telling you, yeah, please murder me with these belts or I will murder you. I would just like be so fucking starstruck. That would be dope as fuck. It's absolutely deranged to say in a way, but also that's awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I imagine this was a situation of like they were told like, here's what you got to do. And anything more specific, the wrestlers will work around it, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
So the Believers got the belts to whip Hernandez, and Hernandez and Drago come out. And immediately, Hernandez, I think, has the wrong idea of what this match is supposed to be. Because he throws out Drago pretty early. It clearly is his original strategy. Is like throw out Drago, get him to get whipped. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
However, the Believers help Drago to their feet, and everyone starts chanting, "Let's go, Drago!" And Hernandez is in the ring, stunned,
very confused. Yeah, Dario fucking told him like, "Yeah, everyone on Twitter is telling me how much they goddamn hate you," and Hernandez like, "Yeah, I fucking hate him too." But every time the fans show they're clearly biased and in the tank for Drago here, Hernandez looks like deeply scandalized by that fact.
He expected fair play here. He didn't think that this was going to be a handicap match.
Dude, it's so funny. What a fucking bitch, dude. What a dumb bitch. Yeah, you're not even a bitch. You're a really stupid bitch if you're going into this antagonizing the crowd and telling them like historical inaccuracies that dragons aren't real and thinking that, yes, what if there's anything this crowd is going to be, it's going to be fair and balanced TMC and R.
Yeah, so I think a lot of this match is kind of a comedy, as Hernandez certainly
so
plays it very funny for comedy when he goes to the outside of the ring, and the crowd, hey, they felt they beat his ass as hard.
Oh my god! And he's immediately like, time out.
Now he runs up the stairs of the temple and is like, tries to go time out, and some dude chases him up the stairs.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. This shit got so funny so quickly, dude. Hernandez annoys me so much. Like, he's just one of those he's one of those wrestlers where I'm just like, this guy's a bastard, but not in a fun way. He's just kind of fucking annoying. And so seeing him just like crumple under the belt, like I thought for sure this was gonna be some shit where like the fans were straight out of Central Casting and like they were at least somewhat stunt trained, and so like Hernandez was gonna like get his revenge or whatever, and like really hit back. But like no, he just fucking like crumpled under the belt. Motherfucker's over here talking a big game, and then just gets dicked on.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best tell that they were real fans is the fact that he doesn't really try to attack them at any point because they are fans. They don't know how to take bumps or anything.
Well, I will say later on in the match, after
we'll get to that.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that, but yeah, and Hernandez at one point, I noticed one of the fucking fans is the dude that Hernandez took the belt from in the previous episode. What the fuck? That's
continuity.
Great. Yeah, it's the same goddamn guy. Because I thought for sure that it was that dude was gonna turn out to be like another wrestler or some like character who would get involved. No, that was just a real fucking fan, and Hernandez stole his belt. And then I wonder if they set up that spot in advance. They had to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That guy they talked about. Guy they would have talked to and be like, hey, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, but that guy's there. Also, shout out to our one token female belt haver. Love that. Now that's some fucking diversity right there.
Most of the fans look about how you probably imagine wrestling fans to look.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of like dudes decked out in like Lucha Underground swag, and then there's this one ginger chick looks like in her early 20s and like a kind of nice like basic like green kind of like dress, like mini dress, just kind of there with a belt. She just looks happy to be here. And I'm like, good for you, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So Hernandez finally gets back in the ring, and when he's in the ring, he kind of starts taking advantage over the match. He starts hitting all his big moves. He does his dumb strut thing. I picked up someone from on the mic. Pick up an audience member on the mic, going, "This is disrespectful, Hernandez. I hate you."
All I heard was disrespectful, and then that was it. Like it felt like one of those like you're cutting in and out of someone like going on a rant. It just disrespectful. That's all I caught, which I thought was even fucking funnier than hearing the whole sentence. Just that one thing.
I hate you.
But also, like, to be fair, what's disrespectful about this? He's a wrestler in a match, and you get to beat him with a belt. What's disrespectful? I don't understand.
But it's funny.
But either way, fuck Hernandez.
Yeah, so Hernandez, he goes to the top. He goes for a top rope splash, and Drago gets the knees up, and so Drago starts making his big comeback. Drago does this absolutely insane counter of like a Samoan drop into a DDT. It was wild. I wrote that Hernandez goes for the spinny drop because he has him up like over his shoulder, and he's gonna like spin drop him. And Drago rolls that up into his like fancy pin where he like pins you like with his leg. I've not explained it before, and I suppose I should have now.
It's pretty sick.
It's a pretty neat like roll up pin. But Hernandez kicks out and counters it, and Hernandez sets up for the old border toss.
The old border toss.
And he yeets Drago over the top rope onto the believers.
And onto some of the fucking believers. Holy. So I guess some of them can take bumps, I guess. Which makes it even more fucking sick.
They were like, all right, they were like, okay, who of y'all can catch a man?
They're like, all right. So who wants to have Drago, one whole ass Drago thrown directly onto you?
Yep. Hernandez goes for his dive over the top rope, and Drago misses him midair with the dragon breath.
Holy shit. That was so dope, dude. He just fucking like and kills Hernandez's momentum. He just drops. It's like a fucking like video game or cartoon or some shit. He gets missed and just goes the fuck down. Oh my god.
Stryker called it missed from the mystical one.
Yeah. And of course the fans are whipping Hernandez again. And Hernandez goes under the ring.
He goes to hide
from them. And of course all the fans immediately start fucking congregating on the other side of the ring.
Drago is like sets up a table while they're doing this comedy shtick where Hernandez is like pokes his head out from under the ring apron, and all the fans are there, and they start immediately whipping him again. And they push Hernandez back over to where Drago is, and Drago has found his nunchucks.
The nunchucks are here! This shit just gets better and better! Oh my god! I thought the nunchucks were just a one-off, like, bullshit thing! But no! He has the nunchucks! And he starts fucking wielding them! And it's so
He breaks his nunchucks in half. He does the wah 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 thing with the spinning thing with the nunchucks, as you do.
Oh my god! It happened! It finally happened! Lucha Underground is fulfilling all of the arcs! This is the best wrestling show to ever have existed ever! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, he does the spinny do nunchuck thing, and then he starts whipping Hernandez with the nunchucks until the nunchucks break in half.
What? What the fuck why are your nunchucks doing that, sir? Shouldn't they be a lot goddamn sturdy?
That's how hard he's hitting Hernandez as he breaks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the tier strength. Oh my god, that was the best. That is my favorite thing ever in Lucha Underground, Austin. The fact that he actually fucking used the nunchucks during a match. Top 10 plot twists, alright? Fuck. Oh my god, okay. So yeah.
And then Drago does the splash to Hernandez through the table. He rolls him back into the ring and splashes him again for the win. Okay. A thing that I made a note to myself to look this up, but during the match, after the table spot, Vampiro mentions that nunchucks are assassination tools, and it's like, are they?
What? I mean, I guess if you hit someone like hard enough across like the back or I don't know, maybe the head or like maybe the spine, but
I guess you would like choke them out with the chain.
I mean, I guess, yeah, then that is a practical use for them. I never conceived of that, but that could be a use for them, probably. I guess.
Apparently, in Germany, nunchaku are illegal because they are declared a strangling weapon.
Oh well. Today, I never realized or thought of before that, yeah, nunchucks are perfectly feasible for strangulation. That's
All right.
helpful to know, I guess.
So I guess
man, now I know what to do with my nunchucks that I have laying around.
Yeah,
Use them for strangulation.
Yeah. So, and apparently nunchucks are illegal to possess in many countries, and in some countries you have to have like a martial artist license to possess nunchucks.
That's great. I love that. That's
so I will of course assume that the Dragon Man has his proper licensing to own and possess nunchuck.
He has all of the important license. He has a flying license. He has a pro wrestling license. He has a wrestler's license, and he has a nunchuck license. He's a very steadfast dragon when it comes to his legal forms.
All right. So I just noted that Vampiro made some weird side comment about nunchucks as an assassination tool, and I was like, well, he's said stupid stuff before that ended up being correct. Like
the fucking gringo thing that I'm still not.
I was
thinking about that the other day, and I was like, that's still so fucking wild that that's actually true.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, I guess I should look up whether that's
historical
true or not
facts that sound like dad jokes.
Yeah. But yeah, Drago wins the match as you'd expect. And so that was a really fun match.
That was dope as fuck. This whole episode, I mean, obviously it's Lucha Underground. All the episodes are great, but like this, God, it just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, this like Lucha, Ultima Lucha Part 1 was sick as fuck. And like, I know we're gonna get a lot of like dope, like straight up matches next episode, but like, fuck, this episode just kind of like stole the show already. Just 3 completely bonkers, off the wall, what the fuck matches. I mean, the middle one was just kind of like, and it was sad till it wasn't like but it was like, it was mostly just sad to watch Fun and Dysfunctional be stripped of their titles. But overall, like, fuck, this was kind of great.
It was. And so they ran down Ultima Lucha again, so I'll go ahead and remind everybody what's coming next time before we get out of here. Johnny Mundo versus Alberto El Patron. Prince Puma versus Mil Muertes for the Lucha Underground Championship.
Okay, I need to point this out. In the fucking graphic for Puma versus Mil, they have like Mil's just kind of like, looking all scary, staring forward, but like Puma's kind of like head down and like tilted toward Mil, and it kind of makes it look like he's going like, wait, who the fuck is this?
Who am I fighting?
Yeah, wait. Oh yeah, it's gonna be piece of. Wait, the fuck you said I was fighting who? Ah, shit.
Damn it. All right, the Blue Demon Jr. versus Tejano Jr. The 7-way match for the inaugural Gift of the Gods Championship. And of course,
Gift of the Gods.
Vampiro versus Pentagon Jr. I am so excited for that one. That you thought tonight's matches were insane. Wait till Vampiro and Pentagon Jr. happens.
Oh, Vamp versus Penta, I'm so insanely hyped for. I will say, if we're talking about the fucking two more graphic shoutouts I gotta do. Johnny Mundo just kind of looks like a fucking dweeb in his graphic, just like the way he's posed looks very like, like it just looks kind of dorky. And then Vampiro's doing his best fucking like, I don't know, like Vince McMahon, like he's got the arms crossed, he's kind of got like the almost like blue steel smolder, like staring down the camera, like I'm the big boss kind of look, which I just think is fucking funny. But yeah.
Yep. And so we get a post-credits scene as they do the sign off, they run the credits, and then we get the scene. So El Dragon Azteca is walking at night. He is entering the temple, and some dude in a hoodie who's like gate security, I guess.
I don't know. They do fucking martial arts at each other for a hot second.
And then they're like, okay. I have an idea of who this could be, but then I wouldn't understand why he's here in this moment. And I will reiterate my theory on him when he debuts in the show proper. But he fights this guy in this hoodie, and he's like, I can't let you in the temple, man, because the prophecy has been made that if El Dragon Azteca enters the temple, he will die.
What? There's a prophecy now? Okay.
Yep. We are here for prophecies now, folks. That is where we have entered in Lucha Underground. There are now prophecies. And this prophecy is that El Dragon Azteca, if he ever enters the temple, will die. And
oh yeah, but then fucking Dragon Azteca's like, yeah, well, I still gotta see her. Something.
I gotta save her.
Yeah, Puma brought her to me. What? Wait, Puma's in on this? What the fuck is happening?
Nah, and he's like, Puma's got enough on his plate. I need to do this myself. And he ends it with saying, like, after he's like, I'll either die or live forever. And he is allowed to walk inside the temple. And that is where we cut off the Ultima Lucha Part 1.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, I also got to point out, they do a shot of, like, the door to the temple closing behind El Dragon Azteca.
Oh, yeah, and it says, like, keep out.
Well, yeah. No, but before that, the security dude in the white hoodie is standing outside watching him go in, just so I guess, okay. But then they cut back to, like, a wide shot again after,
and he disappeared.
And he just fucking disappeared into thin air. What the fuck? What is happening?
The spooky magic bullshit is happening on this show now.
Scary skeleton. Yeah.
All right, so that is... David kind of hit on it when we were kind of running it before I ran down the Ultima Lucha stuff. But yeah, great start to the Ultima Lucha part 1 tonight as we are coming on down to the end of season 1.
It was dope. It was dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so goddamn hyped for Ultima Lucha, dude. Like, this shit's gonna be off the wall.
It definitely is.
Holy shit. Like, this is so sick. We've been following this down in pretty much full. So, like, I don't fucking know, man. It just feels so, like, I feel so invested in this in like the way I only feel invested in, like, other than this, like, weekly AEW. And this is like, but this is like, because it's so self-contained, it kind of gets to be like even more hype. Like, it's like getting hype for an especially hype season finale, essentially.
Yeah, like we're
it's sick, and I can't wait.
So next time we are in Lucha Underground, we'll finish Ultima Lucha Part 2, and in addition, it will be the very first of 3 editions of the between seasons death toll.
Oh god, yep.
Not every wrestler that appears in Lucha Underground will ever appear again in Lucha Underground after season 1. And so I will be compiling a list of every wrestler who wrestled in season 1 and who will never wrestle again in season 1.
And I already know Johnny Mundo is on that list, or not Johnny Mundo, Alberto El Patron is on that list, and fucking based.
Yep. And in Lucha Underground, it can be fairly assumed that if you never appear again in the temple, it is because you have died.
Remember, kids, if you die in Lucha Underground, you die in real life.
Absolutely. But that is for another time. For next time on Noobs and Knockouts podcast, we return to 2005 SmackDown.
Oh, shit, buddy.
Eddie Guerrero has revealed the secret.
Yes.
That
we knew the whole fucking time.
Yeah, but you know, it was fun seeing the build up and suspense to it. But it is that Dominic is not Ray's son. Eddie is Dominic's papi. But he has got more bedtime stories to tell. And so next time we will catch the next of Eddie Guerrero's bedtime stories.
Hell yeah, brother. My favorite arc that we've ever done and ever will do. Let's fucking go. Can't wait, as always. Hell yeah.
Till then, David, hit our plugs.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, dear friends, thank you so much for once again joining us on yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. We are so delighted to have you here. Returning listeners, viewers, what have you, you know the drill. Thank you so much for once again welcoming us back into your eardrums, your eyeballs, whatever the hell it is you use to consume our content. Great to have you. Newbies, hey, hi, how's it going? thanks for joining us. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So whether you are brand new to the wild, wacky world of wrestling or you're a veteran of all the strange bullshit that goes on here, either way, we hope this shit feels accessible to you. We hope you've had a great time here. We hope you want to keep having a great time with us here week after week. If you would like to do so, but you're not entirely sure how to do so, well, not to worry, my friends, I have you covered. First of all, you can find us on YouTube. We are the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns a nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Give us that sweet, sweet engagement. Check out our playlist. Awesome is kind enough to organize all of the arcs and shit that we follow into their own separate playlists. So you can follow something all the way down without having to skip around a whole lot. It's great. And hey, on our you can also see all our beautiful faces and our sexy like HUD and all the little visual gags that we hide in there for everyone who bothers to actually use their eyeballs to consume us. It's great. But of course, fans of the audio only experience, we have you covered as well. You can find us on 3 of the best places to find your podcast, and that would be Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Come check us out there. Give us a nice 5-star rating, a nice little review. Download our episodes, whatever it is you do to enjoy us, and tell other people in the algorithm that, hey, these guys are pretty cool and maybe they should get a little more love and attention. I don't know, I'm just saying. So that's a great time over there. But of course, if you are already a fan of us on the YouTube, the Spotify, the Google, and Apple Podcasts, you want to engage with us more, we got options there too. So first and foremost, you can find us on Twitter. We are at Noobs and Knox Pod on Twitter. That's at Noobs, the letter N, Knox Pod on Twitter. Come check us out there. It's a great time. We post memes. We engage in discourse. We post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys know what the hell's going on. And the highlight of our Twitter is weekly wrestling live tweeting, kind of in theory right now, because Austin and I are both in like places where Austin's kind of taking a break from weekly wrestling watching. I am in rehearsals for a musical right now, which kind of takes me away from live tweeting a lot of time. But in theory, we try to live tweet AEW, Dynamite, and or Rampage during the week. I know once I get off here, I'll be going and watching Rampage and Battle of the Belts and live tweeting that shit. And you know, it's a good time over there. But on top of the weekly live tweeting, of course, Austin is kind enough to do all of our pay-per-view coverage. My friend, what is on the docket coming up?
Well, this is awkward because this weekend is all the pay-per-views. So,
Bound for Glory fucking finally.
Yeah, Bound for Glory is this weekend. So, by the time this releases, that will be over. So,
yeah, well,
the Impact X pay-per-view will probably be hard to kill in January, just based on their calendar. But shit. I can't promise that. Also, this weekend is WWE Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules.
And so the next pay-per-view, and this is extra awkward, is their next pay-per-view is Crown Jewel.
Ah, boo!
Right,
Boo.
The latest in WWE's biannual pay-per-views live from Saudi Arabia, paid for by the Saudi Crown
government.
Prince.
Yeah.
So I have a moral obligation to not watch those, so I don't. I guess I will mention they're on November 5th so that you know when I'm going to stop talking about it.
Yeah. Hey, I like our like month-long bitch session, weekly bitch session for Crown Jewel. It's become a staple of this podcast.
Yeah, but so far we already know it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul for the
Championship
title.
Yeah, baby.
And Wikipedia has fucked up on this because it says it's Roman Reigns versus The Rock. So good job, Wikipedia.
Logan
editor.
The Rock Paul, of course.
Oh, right. What was I thinking? The Rock obviously referring to Logan Paul.
Logan on Hawaii Paul.
Right. So good job, Wikipedia editors. You really fucked that up, didn't you?
Good job. Good job.
And then AEW's next pay-per-view is Full Gear on November 19th. It is too early for them to have any matches set, so that's coming. That's all I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck yeah. So, but be sure to check all that out. It's a great time over on the Twitter, no matter who's in control of it. If you like listening to us ramble about wrestling for 2 hours on end for some reason, you'll like it over on the Twitter. Our voices carry over pretty well. Austin's all smart and cultured and shit, and I'm just over here memeing it up and getting increasingly tilted with the IWC week after week. So it's a good time at Noobs and Knockouts Pod on Twitter. But of course, if you want to get in super direct contact with us, of course, there is also our email address. You can email us directly at noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word and this time, knockoutspod@gmail.com. Tell them, say hi to us there. Tell us what you like about the show, what you don't like. The requests for any sort of wrestling media or wrestling adjacent media, arcs, storylines, eras, whatever companies that you want us to follow. Any sort of shit like that. Yell at us for our hot takes or say they're super base and red pilled or whatever. Just come start discourse with us or come say hi. We just love people saying hi. We'd love to say hi back. Noobs and knockoutspod@gmail.com. And finally, of course, there is our Patreon. We are also the Noobs and Knockouts podcast on Patreon. You can find a link for that in our Twitter. $1 a month gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode. Shout out to our $1 friend of the show, the Sugar Daddy, Kyle Smith, for his engagement, his support. Hope you enjoy your perks, buddy. If you want to enjoy your perks along with Kyle, donate to us, that $1 tier, Noobs and Knockouts podcast on Patreon. Link in the Twitter, and it's a good time.
Yeah, see y'all next time.
Hasta luego.